say it. Can't you tell I want you by my side? So do you mind? It's late, but let's take one more drive. Just you and I. We're gone with the wind, hair in your face. Put my hand on your waist. Strawberry skies all on your lips, cause I love how it tastes. Hope that you catch me when I fall. No warning at all. When I'm not with you, I go through withdrawals. We're gone with the wind, hair in your face. Put my hand on your waist. Strawberry skies all on your lips, cause I love how it tastes. Hope that you catch me when I fall. No warning at all. When I'm not with you, I go through withdrawals. Babe, you know when it gets late, yeah, I'll be fiending for your taste. I'll pull you closer, grab your waist and never let you go. Can't you tell I want you by my side? Like, do you mind? Strawberry skies all on your lips, cause I love how it tastes. Hope that you catch me when I fall. No warning at all. We're gone with the wind, hair in your face. Put my hand on your waist. Strawberry skies all on your lips, catch me when I fall. No warning at all.
Holmes!
ये बुढ़ा सटिया गया।
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
बुढ़ा सटिया गया है सही में।
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes,
Me.
of course it is.
Me.
And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
बुढ़ा सटिया
I
गया।
missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Okay.
Peter Carey,
Okay.
born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Press tab to okay. Investigate the mother. Okay. Okay. What the heck?
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
ऐसे तो कुछ नहीं करने का ही.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Oh, what a mess! What a...
Okay. By option. How sensitive ज़्यादा ही है. बहुत ज़्यादा है. Can I get something from here? Nope. इधर कुछ नहीं. Okay, wait. I got it. मैं वहाँ डायरेक्ट नहीं जा सकता. ओके, मैं यहाँ पर हूँ. गुडमनली अभी नहीं जा सकता. I'm not done here. What should I do now? ओके, इधर एक और दरवाजा है. गाइस. I B2 makeup table skeptic. Okay, done. The pet look. It look good. Facial hair. नहीं. सर जी, आप चिकने ही सही हो. आप चिकने ही सही हो. कंफर्म. यहाँ पे करने लायक कुछ नहीं है क्या? ओके, ये सब तो हो गया ना. रिट मार.
This is where I keep my post.
New. Let's do this. main.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
यहाँ पर ये चल रहा है खुदाई खुदाई गट्टी से कुछ तो कर सकता है जो मेरे क्या ये नॉर्मल व्यू है.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
अच्छा ये केस का वो है okay, और ये गार्डन का.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
What's up, dude? What's up?
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Anything on your body found there?
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Okay.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream, but I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Running before the murder, when was the body found?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Okay. दारू पी के मर
Was
गया.
your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Okay. Backward, forward. Okay. Everything will be easier. अरे ये तो मैंने कर लिया. तो क्या?
Thank you, madam.
Okay, so where is the cabin? वो रहा कैबिन। ये ससुरा बोलो।
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We
That's
took
stupid.
care not to touch anything.
ओके फिर क्या किया तुम लोगों ने? कुछ नहीं किया, सिर्फ बैठे रहे ससुरा। ओके अब उसके
The
बॉडी में
door
कुछ
is
फाउंड।
locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good
Good
thinking.
thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Okay, yep. Someone tried to force it.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Let's open and get inside. Flash to the give it did. What the heck?
What a terrible way to die.
हाँ किसी ने फेंक के मारा है.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Old navigation.
भाई इसी में कुछ होगा. तू अंडर एस्टिमेट कर रहा है. फिंगरप्रिंट मिलेगा उसके अंदर.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
मच्छर.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. The tooth.
अब मारो और कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पर. ओके मैप. सी कहाँ का मैप है?
Dundee.
लंदन, जर्मनी, रशिया, फ्रांस, स्विट्जरलैंड, नॉर्वे.
Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
ओके.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Okay. So something is missing over there. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. टेबल.
Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank.
दो ग्लासेस. पीसी.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
ओके.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
It's going to be like आहा आहा इधर घुमाओ ससुरा. कैसे होगा ये कैसे? It's going to be the sale. Okay. ऐसे. No no. skip नहीं करना है.
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Okay.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
टेबल इंस्पेक्शन हो गया. और कुछ?
Harpoons for hunting whales.
Harpoons.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Okay. जान पहचान का ही है दोस्त कुछ. गाय फिर डबली चेहरे को साफ करे. नोट.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
खुल जा सिम.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
वो तो देख लिया मैंने ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक. एक्सपेक्शन करना है. इस पे कुछ है. नाम पढ़ा मैंने. ओके बॉक्स जो गायब है. ये पीसी वाला वो. तो खोले कैसे? और इंस्पेक्शन करने वाले इस पे.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Okay, wait. And I found something else in this. और मिल जाए सिमसम. Nope, nothing is there. कुछ नहीं है. Okay, मैंने एग्जामिन किया. कुछ तो बाकी रह रहा है.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
कुछ बाकी है, एक तो वो प्लेस हो गया. Full of blood नहीं Peter.
Peter Carey.
नाइफ तो एग्जामिन हो गया, इसी में कुछ बाकी रह रहा है, लेकिन कैसे करें?
JHN.
हाँ हो गया, नाम कब का पढ़ चुके हम लोग. Can I find something else? भाई कुछ तो है इस पे. Okay, wait a second. Tab is task.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Okay, numbers.
These abbreviations mean something, but
But
what?
Okay, ये सारे.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Harpoon से मारा. Harpoon versus चाकू. Okay, so I got a documents. ये तो PC चौन. I got you, bro. इन सब का मतलब ढूंढना पड़ेगा. ओके, ये उसकी वाइफ.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
नहीं, मेरे को पीछे वाला जंगल देखना है. यहाँ पर कुछ है क्या? There is a window. Check out the box. Can I check out the box? Okay. Notebook. पैसा निकलो भेंडी. I don't know what the heck is this, but कुछ तो ही. मैं मैच कर सकता हूँ क्या कुछ? ओके, मेरे को सीक्वेंस ढूंढना पड़ेगा क्या? कुछ ना कुछ तो सीक्वेंसेस वगैरह होगा. एग्जामिन तो कर चुका हूँ मैं. कुछ तो ही ससुरा. ओके वेट. break in attempt. Notebook pinned to the wall. Nope. Notebook. Hut theory. You have made a. Okay. Two. Notebook. Okay. Is the garden? This hello. A little. Murder. An ambush 5 minutes. Okay.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Okay. Okay. Ambush.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Yep. It's look like the perfect hiding place. Let's hide. रात हो चुकी है. कौवे चहचहा रही है. दोनों बंदे.
Shh! Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Please वो चोर नहीं पकड़ा
All
गया.
right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but
yeah,
but
ऐसा
I-
कुछ तो था
yes,
उस
it's
डायरी में
just
लिखा
I
हुआ.
couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Okay. Okay. नींद से उठो फिर क्वेश्चन करो. ओपन कैश बुक. पहुंच गया. So, sir, what's up? Sir, where are you? Reach the fellow. Not over here. आ गया.
These are the suspect's belongings.
हाँ PHN.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
अरे इसके उधर लिखा हुआ ही. From D.
From R. Dawson.
अच्छा R. Dawson.
To my friend
And partner.
and partner, 1883.
अच्छा.
Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Gotcha. I gotcha, boy.
These abbreviations mean something. But what?
What? क्या ही?
These are the suspects' belongings.
कुछ और है एग्जामिन करने के लिए? नहीं.
Locked.
ये वाला दरवाजा.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. ओके, इनके साथ बात करना पड़ेगा.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
I guess वो रूम होगा.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. बताओ ससुरा क्या जुर्म किया है? गोल्डन रिंग.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
Okay. Forward. Knock. Okay. Okay. ये हो चुका है कुछ तो होगा यहाँ पर. ओके, क्या आ गया मतलब? ओके. ये तो कंप्लीट हो गया. अब मारो. Ask him the questions. The knife.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
तो फिर बोल देना उस पे क्या लिखा हुआ है.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
File of choose the evidence from comfortable statement of Father's jacket. Correct answer.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Okay.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
पूछो गलत गलत गलत.
So, Mr.
The ring is mine. The ring is mine.
Father's jacket select आ रहा है. मेरे को पता कैसे चलेगा? Select the correct answer. कौन सा
Mr.
आंसर?
Nelligan.
The ring is mine.
हाँ ठीक है, तेरा ही है, तेरा ही है. और ये करते हैं.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who?
The ring is mine.
Profile of the victim. Careers good नहीं, वो भी नहीं, गार्डनिंग वाला भी नहीं. बच्चे दो हैं.
The ring is mine.
Father's jacket नहीं. Profile of the. कौन सा है फादर्स जैकेट? क्या पापा का जैकेट पहनता ही?
The ring is mine.
फादर्स जैकेट.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive
expensive
fabric
fabric.
that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will...
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
तेरी बुद्धि. Okay, so break an attempt. Break. Okay. The break-in attempt were made in order to recover the notebook that he had been laying on the victim's blood. The guilt of person who attempt. We need to find out whether kill and yeah. Okay. Option.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Okay. अब मेरे को
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
चप चप रख तेरी. अब मेरे को वाटसन किधर मिलेगा रे? पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट वगैरह कुछ नहीं है क्या? जगह लग तो मेरे को वैसा ही रहा है कि जहाँ पोस्टमार्टम वगैरह होता है.
These are the suspects.
हट, ये सब हो गया है. तो यहाँ से
Mr. Holmes?
आगे जाने दो ससुरा. क्या ही कर रहा तुम?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
The Holmes? Can I talk to you? Nee. Okay. उधर ही चलता फिर से. Experiment required. F1. Find the pair. Okay. कुछ पेयर नहीं. कुछ करना पड़ेगा मेरे को. टास्क. Investigate the murder of P. टाइम से. Want to talk to her?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Okay. बहुत दिनों से स्मोक नहीं किया.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Okay, वो गायब है.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, how... Okay. Profile of the victim outline. Nope. Wrong answer.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey.
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
अरे तुम्हारा बाप है
Thank you,
Sherlock
madam.
Holmes. तो जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स है वो बॉक्स में था. बॉक्स हो गया चोरी. मैं घर के अंदर नहीं जा सकता. ओए घर की चाबी निकाल पहन. यहाँ पर कपड़े सूख रहे हैं. इधर भी नहीं जा सकते हम. ओके तो हो गया हो गया हो गया हो गया.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
तो टूट रही कुछ। तेरे को ऊपर चढ़ नहीं सकता क्या? क्या मैं कुछ मिस कर रहा हूँ? ओके, ये वाला पत्थर देरी जे नहीं थी। ओके Nice.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Okay.
These footprints appear to be quite
Quite
large.
large. ज़्यादा ही बड़ा है footprint. Evidence required. Wait. अब
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
I have to do an experiment. नहीं जा सकते उधर। I want to talk to you.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
इधर जाना है एक्चुअल में। Experiment required. Okay. Box. Nope. Garden. Nope. Oh, none of them match. None. एक्सपेरिमेंट करना पड़ेगा। ओके तो घर जाना था। कहाँ गलत आ गए?
Mr. Holmes?
होम्स बाहर जाना ही घर जाना ही मेरे को घर चलो घर। इतने पैसे जा रहे होंगे इसके बार बार गाड़ी से जाना। क्या किताब पढ़ रहे हो सर? मैं घर आ चुका हूँ।
A map. My analysis.
ओके मेरे को एक्सपेरिमेंट कहाँ करना है वो बताओ मेरे को। सारे हो रखे हैं कंप्लीटेड टास्क। कब टेबल आए यार? कुछ नहीं है, कुछ नहीं कर। blood test.
That is not the one I need.
Toxic mate. नहीं.
That is not. That is not.
Search.
That is not the one I. That is not.
Okay. Okay, हाँ. Okay.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Let's go. Who can ask my friend? Let's go. बैठे बैठे क्या करेंगे, करना है कुछ काम. पहुंच गए. चलो उसको पूछती है. अब तू भाग मिल्खा.
Locked.
ससुरा तब से बैठे हो. ससुरा काम धंधा करो कुछ.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to...
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Yup. ज़्यादा पटर पटर करेगा, पटर पटर कर. Okay, so I have some tasks. इन्वेस्टिगेट ये तो कर रहा हूँ. सिर्फ सम लाइट. ओके, मतलब मेरे को फिर से उसके घर जाना पड़ेगा. कि वे कितना घूम रहा हूँ मैं. इधर जाओ, इधर चला, मैं उधर चला. ओपन कैश बुक. अरे केस बुक है, कैश बुक नहीं. अजीब आदमी हो रहे के लिए बोलते हैं. काउंट्स कर अभी काउंट से निकले. अब तू भाग मिल. वो दरवाजा खुला हुआ है. नाइस यार. ओके, यहाँ पर
1883. That's the one I need.
Okay, take that one.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the crew. This is the log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. Log notes for August. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
And the crew of Sea Unicorn. अब उनको कैसे ढूंढे ससुरा? मजाक चल रहा है कोई?
Who could do such a thing?
Who could be? तुम अटके हुए हो. Okay, I have the diary ना? Evidences. नहीं यहाँ पर होगा शायद. कुछ न्यू नहीं है. पहुंच गया.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
Okay.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
Okay.
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
That's
Sorry
smart.
to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Thank you, buddy. मेरे को स्टेशन बुलाया मेट इंस्पेक्टर एंड ओके स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड ओके let's go let's do this आरती उतारता
Mr. Holmes?
The Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what
happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes,
Okay.
and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room. At your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes,
okay.
Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Okay, evidence room.
These are the suspect's belongings. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Okay.
A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Okay, so I get something good.
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. I wonder if...
Okay, ये सब वो करना पड़ेगा ना.
No, that's not it. No, that's not... No, that's not it. No, that's... No. Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here.
Oh,
It seems that they
CPR.
have vanished, however.
CPR, that one. I got something. Okay. जाओ ट्रैक करो. और है. What the heck is this? Okay. The break-in attempt were made in order to receive note that had been okay. Okay. What the heck is this? Could have been caused. Okay. ओके और क्लू ढूंढने पड़ेंगे ना मेरे को ऐसे थोड़ा इधर कोई नहीं है बच्चा किधर
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're
Okay.
not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
बैठे रहे ओके कुछ नहीं. Handkerchief with, okay. Gardener's hand, okay. Nice one. बस सब कुछ हो गया क्या? Old scar, okay. I gotcha.
That's all for now. Please escort this
ये कौन था?
That's all for now. Well, I will...
New suspect completed, okay. बचा क्या अब? ओके, जूता चेक करने जाना है मेरे को. There is something new. लू में कुछ न्यू? ये 50-50 है. ये बोल रहा है कि वो नहीं है. Let's see. अभी और भी क्लियर करने बाकी है. पहुंच गया. It's good.
Yep. These boots match the footprints exactly.
Means he's the gardener. Obviously. A boot matches the footprint. Prove that he was there. Gardener, okay. Nice one. इसको गाली देंगे. तू झूठ बोलता है. झूठ बोलता है तू खुद अपने हस्बैंड का मर्डर करवाती है और फिर दूसरों पे गाली देता है. ओके, कुछ बात करने का है नहीं. ओके, एग्जामिन करके कुछ चेंज हो सकता है क्या? लेट्स सी. क्वेश्चन आंसर कुछ आया क्या?
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
पकड़ी गई.
Thank you, madam.
ससुरा, आप तो पकड़ी गई. आपने तो ऐसे कह दिया कि आओ. ठीक है, हम ढूंढ लेंगे ससुरा. अरे बाप है. उसका नाम सुन के ये कुछ तो वो हुआ इसका. Unexplained prison. पहुंच चुके हैं. चलते हैं. ओके, मेरे को यहाँ पर एक्सपेरिमेंट करना पड़ेगा.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This is where I keep my post.
ओके, एक्सपेरिमेंट टेबल पे चलता है ना. अच्छा, एग्जामिन टेबल.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Okay.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
पहले blue. गया. Boom. फटेगा. Third one orange.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used.
Okay.
Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay, so first one is the blue one. Second one was also the blue one. Then the orange one. The fourth one is also the orange one.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay. मेरे को ये समझना पड़ेगा एक्चुअल में हो क्या रहा है.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used.
Okay.
Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent.
Third one after
Third
the blue
condition.
one.
Colorless reagent should be added after
After
the
the
orange
orange.
reagent.
ओके यहाँ पर 1 2 3 4 5 6 है. तो लास्ट वाला ये होगा. बट फर्स्ट वन ब्लू, सेकंड वन ब्लू, थर्ड वन इज ऑरेंज एंड द फोर्थ फिफ्थ वन इज ऑल्सो ऑरेंज. तो ये वाला होगा फर्स्ट आई गेस. सेकंड, थर्ड वन इज ऑल्सो ब्लू वन. अगर नहीं होता तो स्किप मारेंगे इसके बाद एक और ट्राई करके. देन द ऑरेंज वन.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning.
Okay, पहले 4 मेरे ठीक थे. स्किप मारो. कैसे तो बना लिया हमने. Did you ask him well, but okay. Okay, so stranger who police by here he left military with an after having have been by as a gardener. Okay, ये सब तो हो गया मेरा. अब क्या करूं मैं? ओके, यहाँ पे चलते हैं. Something to match. Nope. कुछ नहीं है. Let's go and ask him about this.
Please escort this suspect for
नहीं, मेरे को इसको नहीं
interrogation.
चाहिए, उसको चाहिए, उसको बड़े को. बच्चे को लेकर अपन क्या? वो नहीं बड़ा.
That's all for now. please escort this suspect for
15 बार इसको
interrogation.
इधर उधर करूंगा मेरे को पुलिस वाले गाली देंगे.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
अच्छा.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
पकड़ा गया.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
पकड़ा गया ससुरा gardener.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
झूठ बोलता है.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
पकड़े गए. पकड़े गए.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain.
Spider-Man.
I must
Spider-Man.
examine the site where the garden
चुराया मेरा
tools are
दिल का
kept
चैन.
at Woodman's Lee.
हाय हाय. वेट गाइस 1 मिनट में आ रहा हूँ. मैं आ रहा है. गाइस आ रहा है मैं. What's up? आ गया. तू भाग मिलता. ऊपर नहीं जाने दोगे ना? नहीं है. ओके. तो टूल्स ढूंढने जाना है. कौन सा टूल छुपा के रखा है सबसे? Okay. तो सूरज तुम झूठ बोलती है? Access to garden.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
देखा देखा.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Okay. Okay, the box को उठा के उधर से इधर किया.
Let us see what is in this box.
So it's a lock. मेरे को समझ नहीं आया ये क्या है बट तो स्किप करना पड़ा. Of letters.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
What the heck? Okay.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
नहीं गलत जवाब के साथ हम 10
Madam,
करोड़ का
I am aware
वो
of
हार
your
चुके.
affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. आई गेस हार्टलेस मोटिवेशन यही होना चाहिए. Let's go. अब जाके उसके गला पकड़ता सी. बोल ससुरा तू रिलेशन में था ना उनके साथ. बोल बोल बोल. छोड़ो. I want to talk to you.
I'm not saying another word. I'm not saying another word.
Mr. Holmes?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
कुछ पूछ सकता है क्या?
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
पकड़ा गया चोर. Hey, Bond. Vinod.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan.
I was trying to find some information about my father.
Hi. इस लड़के को मैं समझ नहीं पाया.
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belonged to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
I'm not saying another...
Oh. No.
These are the suspects below.
Should I go home? I guess मेरे को घर जाना चाहिए. अगर उनका कुछ इन्फो निकलता है तो. वाटसन कौन था? मैं वाटसन कौन था?
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Okay, let's go. हमें टेलीस्कोप से सुबह कुछ थोड़ा भेंडी जाने दो. क्या देख लिया मैंने सुबह.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
टीचर के पास जाएंगे हम जल्द, टीचर को बोलेंगे some of his sewers.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise, yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Okay.
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
घुस गया.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
वापस नहीं ले सकता. अगर मैं इसको चेंज करके ये करता हूँ पानी की two murderers. Sir, yep. Continue the investigation. Continue. ऐसे ही सजा दे देंगे तो वो मार दिया जाएगा. दोनों को सूली चढ़ा दिया जाना चाहिए.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This is interesting. This is interesting. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Okay. Okay.
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub. where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, son. भाई होता तो 10-12 हजार दे दी.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
I have to, I guess. It is my room.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes.
Let's go. Can you teach me how to throw harpoon?
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
एक और बार खेलो जीतना ही.
I'm ready to try again. Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
जीतना ही पड़ेगा. टिप मारो भिंडी. कितना कौन खेले? हार गए तुम.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again. I'm ready to try again. Fine.
अब बोल फिर से लकी.
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
Okay.
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Oh, God. हाय गोल्डन इयररिंग और बोलता है नॉट एज मी. दाढ़ी टोपी clothes here no nails killer cut tattoo.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner, but you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Harpooner?
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger, we sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter?
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too, swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in a dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I dunno. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, Nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Ghazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
ओके वॉशरूम बोल के भागने का प्लान है क्या? सही में वॉशरूम जाना ही तेरे को? वॉशरूम तेरे को होगा.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
वॉशरूम है किधर?
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
चलो 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 मितवा. वो कहाँ करूँ? Okay.
I cannot leave. I cannot. I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
अरे कोई तो बताओ किधर जाना है? कोई दरवाजा भी नहीं दिख रहा.
Here it is.
I'm back.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
Okay.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Got some juice. Aye. और अगर ये होता है let's nothing to find here right now. अब हम ढूंढते हैं जितने भी उनको सूली पे चढ़ा दे क्या? It's a better option. उनको सूली पे चढ़ा दे, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. रोज pouch to visit. Lucky throw, yes. Lucky throw, I think. Let's investigate more.
A map of London.
ओके और क्या करना क्या बाकी है? वेट, इन्वेस्टिगेशन में बाकी क्या रहा? फिर जाके बात करते इन लोगों से, अगर कुछ मिलता ही तो ठीक है, वरना दोनों के दोनों मर्डर करा दी टाइम. Let's stop it. भागो मिलके हो. I guess both murderer है.
I'm not saying.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
चलो दोनों को मर्डरर बताओ.
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
There are two culprits, Inspector, Nelligan and Hurtley.
What? Well, I would never have guessed, Mr. Holmes. They are a rotten pair, though.
It was a combination of two motives, culminating in one crime.
What were their motives?
The first was revenge. Black Peter possessed the bond certificates that had belonged to Nelligan's father, and young Nelligan wished to retrieve them.
And the second?
The second was a crime of passion. Liam Hurtley was in love with Black Peter's wife, and this caused a conflict between him and Carrie.
Well, well, well. Makes sense, Mr. Holmes.
I suggest that you organize a small confrontation between the two, just to confirm my accusations.
That's a good idea, Mr. Holmes. I'll talk to these fellows. Join me in the interrogation room.
Okay, let's go to the interrogation room.
Gentlemen, we know everything about your association to kill Black Peter. Admit that you planned it together.
Our association? I don't even know this man.
You needed to kill Peter Carey. There had to be two of you there.
Ridiculous. I'm innocent.
All that remains is to determine the level of guilt. Which one of you is the initiator in this case?
But I just told you I've never seen this man before.
It's him. He's the culprit. He was forcing me. He threatened me. He's the mastermind behind it all.
Shut up! You're a lunatic!
Well, it all seems very clear, don't you think, Mr. Holmes?
Both are guilty, of course, but I believe that Hurtley was the initiator of the crime.
It's ridiculous. Why would I need the help of this weakling?
You wanted to be rid of the man who was terrorizing his wife, and who prevented the two of you from being together. Young Nelligan was just following his lead.
You are wrong. I have nothing whatsoever to do with this.
You'll explain that to the judge.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Okay. Wait a sec. People solve the case. People made. Okay.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Okay.
This is where I keep my post. What?
1 week later, उसके बाद
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Okay.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
The morning. Very early. बहुत जल्दी. Okay, train vanish हो गई. कुछ नहीं.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead.
What should we do next, Holmes?
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible.
पूरा ट्रेन गायब हो गया. पूरा ट्रेन गायब हो गया. स्टेशन मास्टर को कुछ पता ही नहीं.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible, is it, Holmes?
Okay, वो ट्रेन था ही नहीं एक्चुअल में.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night. Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible, is it, Holmes?
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
Okay.
There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us.
Okay. भाई शेरलॉक होम्स से ऐसे दो भागोगे तो क्या होगा? क्रिमिनल तो तुम लात मार के भाग गए. Message to all station.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson. Here is the train set.
और कुछ So, Station Master, sir.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Okay. Chashma pen. तो हमने information about
Could
train.
you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private, and it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Okay, waiting hall.
See you later, my good man.
Not the waiting hall. Wala waiting hall.
An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the... This part is probably from a locomotive.
ये वाला ही है waiting hall.
This map will be useful.
Okay, so ये रहा station, यहाँ से
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear? The whole train...
go to the port. Disappeared. अब तो भाग मिलता.
A discarded item.
Let's go and go somewhere else. इधर का काम खत्म है शायद. I don't think ज़्यादा कुछ बचा है या कुछ. इधर भी कुछ.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting.
Okay.
You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
Okay, cab.
See you later, my good man.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
वही बात तब से बोली जा रही तुम. चलो बेलिंगटन जा रहे स्टेशन. पहुंच गए. कुछ लो. पहुंच गए.
Railway post bags.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Okay. Something.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Oh, bhai.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Okay.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Okay.
Goodbye, sir.
There is anything?
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Okay. अमीर लग रहा है इंदा. Concept तो था हाय.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes.
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention. But I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
You mentioned a directors' board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazes Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
Inside में कहीं पड़ा होगा वो लोग वो लेके भाग गए.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barkaza.
Okay, so उन लोगों ने चोरी किया. एक्सीडेंट तो नहीं हो. और क्या क्या क्लू बचा है.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions. Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with 2 furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
I गलत answer.
Apart from the passengers, what was it?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything.
Okay.
First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not. The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum. A telegraph.
Don't touch anything, please.
The whole train just disappeared.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
I see that you kept your grip sack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
Found out about Robinson. Okay. Luggage room.
This grip sack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course.
Of course. मारो ये मेरे को समझ नहीं आता क्या करना होता है contract.
Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. An exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller.
Front page.
Yet another exclusive sales Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
Okay. खुद का चोरी कर लिया. Special of trade type. Who knows?
Railway post bags.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
I will not move from here until I receive...
I found, okay. Found everything. Get inside. Can't. Nothing is there.
It's a scandal. An absolute out...
Don't touch anything, please.
Don't touch. Luggage. Nothing. Okay. I don't think answers. हाँ इधर घर है इतना क्यों पड़ता है काहे इतना पढ़ते हो ससुरा
This bin is full of empty bottles.
A fishing advertisement.
This Robinson fellow seems suspicious to me. I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
Okay. हो रहा है क्या?
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18-hour-72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions. Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. Belt, alcohol flux, line, both. अब switch पे आया होगा.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Okay. Railway map, insurance policy. Nope. Nope. Wrong answer.
The Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he...
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Ah, will I ever get it?
Okay. Who knows? Who knows? क्या होने वाला? कुछ.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
A telegram.
और कुछ?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind.
Lock. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
भाई फिर से वो I have to match those lines, but how? Now I get it. कुछ Gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha.
Bags were recently dragged here. French wine, a remarkable vintage. These bottles are too expensive for a station master's wage. They were likely taken from the parcels.
Okay. Okay, okay. इसको ये देख के मतलब ये घूस की तरह दिया गया है उसको कि बदले में उसने काम किया. मतलब वो पी के सो गया था पूरा रात. ठीक है, वेट अ सेकंड, डूइंग समथिंग. ओके, तो हाँ वो पी के सो गया था आई थिंक ये यहाँ पर होगा, ये इसके ऊपर से जाएगा। आई कैन I've done it. I've done it. उधर से जाएगा। हाँ, तो इसको वाइन की बॉटल मिली थी गिफ्ट में। तब जो जिन लोगों ने भी क्राइम कमिट किया है उन लोगों ने इसको गिफ्ट किया। ये पीछे
This
सो गया।
Robinson fellow seems suspicious to me.
These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them. Railway post bags.
The station waiting. ये तो
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean them. Although, it might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
Who were these workers?
Well, they didn't seem to be from the company, but they was fine lads. They invited me to share a drink. And whatever it was, it had a kick to it. They wasn't English. No, I don't believe so. But see, they knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull evening.
Okay.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
जा।
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere.
Okay, I got some.
Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply
Disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand
And
my
acquire
point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
वो ट्रेन था ही नहीं, अच्छो अच्छो। I find some.
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here.
उधर बैठेगा ही.
I should use the appropriate object
Okay,
here.
ये mid में बैठा.
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here.
और क्या है इधर लगाने के लिए? Okay, done.
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson. I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
We need to attach a headlight and a steam whistle. We need to
have to find out a headlight. A whistle. Gotcha.
I need something long for the headlight to be attached.
लंबा चाहिए सस्ता तुमको. Think we get it?
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
Fire
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. The steam whistle is ready to be used. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab.
Okay. For archive.
A fishing advertisement.
What the heck, Watson? What are you doing over here? Why are you under the...
Will I ever get any peace?
चुप। तेरे वजह से ट्रेन गया और बड़ी बड़ी बात करते ही।
The entire train has disappeared.
टास्क क्या है? टाइप कहाँ से ढूंढूं मैं? चलो चारों तरफ घूम के आते हैं।
Don't touch anything, please.
अरे कहाँ मिलेगा? उधर ही चलते हैं। ओ
Now
पीछे
we
था।
have two maps. We must combine them properly.
आहा आहा आहा।
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham.
Okay.
There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham Station.
तो वो रहा मेन लाइन और इधर आ चुका ही है।
Mines. This is interesting.
A fake train. Ha! A funny character. He looks anxious.
And he is not an Englishman.
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
Betting slips for horse racing. Betting slips. The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
A telegraph. This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint.
Peppermint.
Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Turrent, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too. This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station. This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
Good
day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Yeah.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Okay.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph. Just the same as all the other nights.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
Horse racing ticket.
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
Okay.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Kuch to gadbad hai.
Sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake.
Okay.
A fake train. Ha! What a clever and devilish trick.
तो somewhere else बचा क्या? कुछ नहीं मिला. Locked. हम इधर नहीं जा सकते.
Watson, would you like some tea?
No.
वो तो ससुरा कॉफी खाना है. Nope. Menus. Luggage.
Railway post bags. This post bag belongs to the station master.
Okay.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
Let's see. नॉर्मल जैसे बैठने के.
A fake train. Ha! What a clever and devilish trick.
बीच एरिया. ओके. ये वाला बीच एरिया जाना था. मैं वहां पर घूम रहा हूँ. गोल 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 गोल.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the These traces were made by a carriage. Look. Nothing interesting here. 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 The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached. This place was abandoned fairly recently. This place was abandoned fairly recently. A label with the name Las Zarpas.
Las Zarpas. Okay. Should we go over here? Railway switch. Up. Let's see. Anything new? Nope, nothing. Train switch. Out.
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
Ashfield. So railway switch. Examine the railway switch.
This road should go in the same direction as the railway.
कैशवेल इफ स्ट्रीम के बाहर इधर टास्क रेलवे branch that being at railway switch. Wait a second. Railway switch is अरे यार एक सेकंड रुको गाइस यार चलो गाइज आज के लिए इतना ही अभी मेरे को जाना पड़ेगा थोड़ा ठीक है बाय रात को खेलते हैं कुछ ना ट्राई करते हैं या तो वैलोरेंट खेलेंगे या तो कुछ और ट्राई करेंगे चलो अभी के लिए बाय और रात को मिलते हैं